Edition LLC with FLE-VT coming soon. I'm going to be here a little late. I got some things I got to do. Some testing I got to do here. And right now I'm hooking up my Fire Stick to my screen, which is using my 15-inch projector. This is all covered in FLE technology. I was actually on a couple of forum sites. And on the forum sites, they were asking us questions like, what is FLE technology? What is it? What are we talking about? We keep talking about Infinity One contrast levels, you know, stuff like that. Where's this going at? It's going right here. I got it tilted up too much. I'm trying to get this adjusted right from my stand, and I knocked out my power cord. Okie dokie. All right, try to get this adjusted a little better here. Cord's fighting me a little bit here on my screen setup. There we go. So right now we're on my 50 lumen projector, and I'm on my glass projection screen that is coated with our technology. It's the FLE technology. How come these aren't on? Always keep those on. And I want to hook up my computer over here so I can get some work done, because I still have a lot of updating to do on the page, and I have a section to build on the page for our white and black screens, and you know, our technology versus white screen. So we posted a whole lot of pictures just about everywhere on different forum sites and stuff. And then we got people contacting us and asking us questions about what's the Infinity One contrast. Mind you, people are used to using white screens all day, so that's the reason why they're asking all these questions. So right now, I have a fellow there I'm actually having a conversation with. I left him some information to help him out and to direct him to the website where you can get information and more video demonstrations on our black technology. And I'll be in between having... Where's my other phone at? Other phone, here we go. Because I can talk to him on my other phone. Let me see. All right, cool. All right, so I got a whole bunch of people hitting me back. Right now, I'm going to be answering this phone. I turn notifications on this phone off. As I do this, I got to go on my site, and I got to do a whole lot of information on there. What is the Infinity One contrast? What does it mean? Because usually you don't have that with gray and white screens because they don't obtain the Infinity One. Only black technology has it. Where in the world is the Fire Stick at? Like literally. Oh, over here. Where's my Fire Stick? YouTube. Alexa says YouTube. And that's for the app. That's taking me to YouTube. There we go. So it looks like I am going to be doing lectures. I'm going to be doing a lot of lectures on this technology. Because again, I have to explain. Well, good thing I know about it. Good thing I know what I have at the end of the day. Better to know what you have at the end of the day than make up things and you don't know what you have, which is very important, not to make things up as you go along. Because you don't want to go around that stuff at the end of the day, because again, you're going to have to talk about it, on what you have and what you designed. All right, let me see. What am I looking at here? Our speakers are running through what? This is a Fire Stick. My speakers are coming up through here. Yeah, then my sound's coming up through here. Come up here. Let me see. Yeah, my Fire Stick's on me there. All right, so let me grab something from out of here. I want to check out. Oh, I could do the Sony 1 hour demonstration. Sony 1 hour demonstration. That'd be something fun to watch. There we go. All right, I've got a lot of work ahead of me, so I guess like I will be having myself a nice little seminar to talk about the Infinity One contrast level, which is needed for your projector setup. I have no idea why I have you guys over there, because I need you over here next to this monitor over here. Actually, technically I do. So I can explain to this more, because I'm not going to get it from here. We're just watching some demonstrations over there. Let me see. Let me get this with my projector. Do I have enough with the cord? We got 2 hours on the cord, right? 2 hours? I'm only on here for 2 hours. No way in the world I'm going to be on here for 2 hours with this. Talking about this. And the reason why I'm doing this is because, like I said, if you're watching or not, it's up to you. But I have to have this later on for demonstrations, and I need to post this. Actually have a couple of sites that I actually designed myself on Facebook for chatting, for people to go in and chat and talk about home theater setups. I actually have one of those. I'm going to have quite a few of those. I have 16 setups on my Facebook account for basically chatting about just about everything. So I'm going to have these videos because it makes it much easier for me to just do one and just share the link all the way through. Makes it much easier for me. There we go. That works better for me. There we go. I can have everything together right there on the desk. Come on, cord, get out of the way. There we go. Perfect. There we go. TV 50mm projector. Voila. All right. So, and I get this all the time. People say, what is the infinity contrast level? I got my cell phone over here, so I can go in there and get what I need from there. As a matter of fact, look at some fish. Tropical 4K fish. Check out an aquarium on there real quick. All right, so I'm gonna go over here. Sorry about that, getting my desk situated right now. Trying to get everything situated on my desk. And I got stuff moving around here and stuff moving around there. And I'm gonna come over here and take out this music we're listening to right now. So infinity contrast level is definitely needed when you're doing projection screen setups. It is definitely a requirement that's needed because again, the projector relies on contrast. Some people feel that contrast is not needed. I don't know why you would think that to begin with, due to the fact that your projector has a 10,000 to 1 or 20,000 to 1 or maybe a 2 or 3 million to 1 or whatever, but it has a contrast attached to it. So that way you can pick up darker contrast levels because they know the screen is going to be lacking. I've actually talked to people who said at the end of the day that the reason why they don't really depend on the screen all that much is because the projector is going to fix it. And this is why I take the 4,000 lumen projector. Sorry about that. And put that right up on the screen to show you that even at 4,000 lumens, at 4 feet away from the screen, nothing's going to register, nothing's going to pick up. So let's go check out the Infinity One contrast. Infinity One contrast. We come up quite a lot on that because we talk about the Infinity One contrast. Matter of fact, everything we talk about involves Infinity One contrast because that's what we do. We talk about Infinity One contrast. So the Infinity One contrast, Infinity, which they do it differently. It should be Infinity One. We always put us with the abbreviation. Because you should get 10,000 to 1 and so forth, but ours, 10,000 to 1, but ours is infinity. So we don't have a 10,000, we don't have a 20,000, we don't have a 30,000, we don't have a 2 million, we have an infinity because our screens are automatically jet black. That's what our technology falls under the category. This is where listen up to you certified screens out there who make these statements about how you have these heavy contrast levels. You don't have it. Infinity one black level. So basically it involves contrast. I'll pull you up and see that right there. That's what the Infinity one stands for. Somebody actually said, did you make that up? Like, no, it's right there. You crack books. Don't try to be smart. Have somebody try to be smart. Come on, did you make that up? No, it's actually a thing. It's actually a thing. It's right there at AVS Forms. It's called an Infinity one. So who has this? OLEDs have them. OLEDs have Infinity ones. They definitely have it. So if you look at the screenshot that I put up, the far end, the darkest on the far end is the Infinity one contrast level right there. Infinity one, it's a real thing. I get people saying, but that's not real. I crack books. At the end of the day, I crack a lot of books. So you can't get on here and just talk about stuff at the end of the day and not be able to back it up. You have to be able to back it up. The OLEDs usually they explain what the Infinity one is because they have a dark it's an infinity contrast level. Pretty much it just explains what it is. It's just infinity contrast. That's literally what you have. That's really exactly what you have. Let me go get this real quick. What is the darkest contrast that you can have?
According to College of Health and Human Sciences, Colorado State University, choose a color scheme that provides high contrast between the text and the background. If you have a dark background, the text should be light, and vice versa.
What is the infinity contrast level?
According to Artings.com, since the luminance level of blacks on an OLED is 0, and you can't divide anything by 0, then the contrast ratio of OLEDs is considered infinity to 1.
Infinity to 1. What is the benefits of a black screen over a gray screen? There's a lot of research right there explaining you. This says gray versus white comparison, but gray and white are actually almost similar to the same thing. Benefits of black screens versus other screens.
According to Nebula Projector, black screens have a significant advantage in contrast. They are designed to absorb light rather than reflect it, enhancing the richness of black tones and improving the overall contrast ratio.
So when someone was speaking and talking about how they were trying to tell you about how we don't know anything about black technology, physically their screen wasn't black, the screen was gray, reflecting. No, we absorb. Contrast screens are designed to absorb light rather than reflect it. That's why when you go into a theater room, we show you light bouncing all off the walls and ceilings and everything. That comes from a screen that can absorb light. Black technology can absorb it. This is one of the many important things why you have to have black technology. Let me see. Visual effects, copyright free. There we go. I'm watching little visual designs over there. So they're more vivid images with colors. They allow colors to pop higher, and gray and white screens wash out. Do black screens absorb light better than gray and white screens?
According to Nebula Projector, black Black screens have a significant advantage in contrast. They are designed to absorb light rather than reflect it, enhancing the richness of black tones and improving the overall contrast ratio.
Is color better on a black screen or a gray and white screen?
According to Nebula Projector, black screens have a significant advantage in contrast.
So I'm going to say the
They
same thing
are
over and over
designed to
again.
absorb light rather than reflect it, enhancing the richness of black tones and improving the overall contrast ratio. The result is a more vivid image with colors that pop, ideal for high definition and HDR content.
So HDR content is not supposed to be used on white and gray screens. It's not. 1080p projectors, 4K projectors are not supposed to be used on white or gray screens at all, period. They're not designed for it. They're designed for much darker screens. That's why if you look at the gunmetal screens are tremendously dark because they know this from the door. That's why they're more expensive. But for those people who think they're telling you that gray screens and white screens are good for 4K, they're not. They're horrible for 4K. You never should be using a screen that light for a 4K projector. It literally says it right there. When we dig it up, it says it right there. So I am going to be taking this information and adding it to I need a notepad. Definitely need a notepad because I want to add this to my page. So we have true facts here. I'm going to go shrink this for a minute. I'm going to take this content here. I'll go back and change it when I get back in there. So this is black screen. Let me go back and get this right here. Let me see. The benefits of a black screen over a gray and white screen. Oh, not even on the microphone. The benefits of a black screen over a gray and white screen. Okay, we have this one right here. All right, let me see. Which is more superior, a gray and white screen or a black screen?
According to Nebula Projector, the best wall colors for a projector encompass white, gray, and black, each serving different projection needs. White maximizes brightness for a vibrant image in a dark room. Gray preserves color accuracy and enhances contrast in moderate ambient light, and black delivers superior contrast and depth of the image in.
Yeah, but the only difference is our technology picks up white levels and color and contrast, which means we beat this one at the end of the day. Yeah. So it says right here, best color. This is where people are going to get messed up when it comes to our technology pushing forward. Best color, they said, is a white and gray screen. No, not next to our technology. It doesn't. Our technology makes it fade to gray screen, even gunmetal technology. Because under the theory, they think that for some reason that a black screen cannot have the ability to pull a high enough white level because it's a darker surface and it only is good for contrast applications only. Yeah, that's the problem. My technology can pick up extremely high white levels. It also too can register beautiful colors, and as you've seen in our demonstrations when we displayed it, it can take out certified screens at ease. And these are top gunmetal screens. So we beat the odds on this one automatically from the door. That's the conversation I'm having in the site right now. So when they're looking at our demonstrations and they're showing our white levels off, going against white surfaces, going against 1,000 lumen projectors, dropping the lumen counts and all that, they're baffled in there. They're confused. They're trying to figure out how it's done. There you go. This technology is going to blow up through the roof. Because I said, this is what they go by. This is their rules and regulations. We shattered all this a long time ago. So they're looking at the technology and they're trying to figure out how in the world we got it to operate and pull an image that white, especially next to white paper, white fabric. And then when you have the demonstrations on the splatter screen where you're watching the screen pull this image up where it's pulling up better color and better contrast and amazing white levels, that's why they're in their baffled over the splatter screen. Same demonstrations we'll be doing on site, but the difference between being online is on site, I'll be around a crowd of people. Got to be watching that technology. And a lot of those people in that crowd will be investors. And I told y'all change was coming. This is us, all splattered all over the internet. Now, AVS Farms when I was on there because, again, AVS Farms has a lot of farm sites on gray and white screens. We go in there, we can disrupt everything in AVS Farms right now. So we have other sites that we're attached to. AVS Farms doesn't want to accept black technology. But guess what? Message you, AVS Farms, you have no choice. You will accept black technology. What else are you going to be able to talk about? There are other people who have acknowledged black technology's capabilities. This is all us. So I figured YouTube, I flooded YouTube. 10,000 videos in YouTube and counting. Right now we're hitting Facebook. I'm all over Facebook already. I have chat rooms. I have group chats. I have everything all over Facebook. We just dropped, what did we just drop in here a few minutes ago? Yeah, we just dropped, so I said right here. Blowing up. Bum, bum, bam. Yep. Because people are not used to seeing that. They're not used to seeing a black technology do that. Let me take these off real quick. Bring y'all down a little bit. Out there, and the on-site, oh yeah, it's received crazy over there on site because people don't believe it. When I paint that black screen in, I got a bunch of people sitting around me waiting for me to turn that projector on because they're expecting for no image to pop up. That's what they're expecting. When that image pops up, especially when we show those snowstorms and white levels, yeah, there you go. That's why I'm going to get one of those little units, because I had people asking, where can they buy? How fast can they get it? They don't even want to wait for the shipping. They want to pick it up right away. This is why we need to get a couple of storefronts, some brick and mortars. Outside demonstrations. You know, people got white projection screens sitting outside right now that look like crap. And that's what they're blown away with. We show them our customer demonstrations. You have any customer demonstrations? There you go. We got entire pages set up on customers. Let's go to, let me see. I'm in there having a conversation with a few people in there. Let's see. Now, like I said, gray screen makers, I know. You want to sit there and you want to fight. You can't win it. You can't. I'm telling you right now, you can't win it at all, period. You will not win it. You cannot win it. There's no way in the world possible. I gotta explain it. I couldn't explain it any more simpler. If you look at Deadpool, you're watching a movie. Deadpool's outfit is black and red. Are you reading black and red? It's your projector, you've been picking it up. Doesn't make a difference. I got plans this summer, hopefully this summer, to pick up a 8K projector. An 8K projector, my projector is at the 5 million to 1 or 2 million to 1 contrast on the P2 to make that thing look like a paperweight at the end of the day. It's a very powerful machine I've got coming in. I guarantee when we set it up, that thing won't read off a white or gray screen. It won't even register. When I had the 4K projector, the PX747, they didn't even read off 1080. Didn't read off white screens and gray screens. It wouldn't pick up. The only projectors I've had in my possession so far. So with all the testing I've done on projectors, we just can't get them to lift on the gray and white screen. We used to make this stuff, mind you. I make my own stuff, Digital One crystal screen paint, and it won't lift off of it. Let me see if we can find this real quick. Also get questioned on my screen paint capabilities back when I was making gray paint. This would be me. So this is one of the partnerships we used to have a long time ago under Crystal Edge Technology screens. Those of you who make gray screen paint products, this is where I was at. So my popularity when I made Digital One was way beyond yours. So it tells me that the experience level that I have in gray screen paints is far more than yours because my stuff was contracted. It had a global contract attached to it. See all this going on here? This is us. So our company is Digital One Crystal Screen Paint. We have a Facebook page. So this is my first company I ever developed. Didn't look like this. This is the contract we had over in Europe. So the contract we had over in Europe, basically, we're going off topic for a minute, basically tried to change my logo, try to change my name, all that. These are the ones who try to take my company from me. And they end up losing in the long run. As you can see, the technology we have now is far beyond this. But anyway, This is the company overseas. Now, again, when I get to the Jamies and then whatever, at the end of the day, I guess the only Jamies is the only person crying right now. When you start talking about how the best of the best, no. When you start, you have stuff like this is when you consider your gray paints the best. But that was then. Now it's outdated. See, you got people like this. They're basically sponsoring your company. See how washed out the screen looks in the background? Ugh. Compared to what we design now. And you got your screens being showcased in different built room. They built these environments for our screens. There's my screen. There's one of the investors right there. So yeah, digital and crystal screen paint. Yeah, all this. Yeah. So when you come up there and you talk about your products being the best of the best, this is where I was at before you were ever thought of on YouTube. And the track record I had for my screen paint, you still haven't caught up to that yet. Even you're still selling gray paint at the day, why it's outdated. We've have at this particular time have advanced way past this now. We are in black technology now. We don't even touch. We're doing gunmetal, but we're now our main technology is black. So that tells you how old your product is. This was March of 2015. Yep, March of 2015. I was out longer than this. I can go back and show you videos way back. That's interesting. His page is still here. You learned a lot of valuable business when you do business with contracts. You're a little bit smarter the next time around. Now see, there are investors. Now you see why I'm a little iffy about investors and all that stuff. But this time I'm a little smarter around. I know things. So I know next time to make sure we lock everything that we have control over all things. But that's where my technology was at. So when you're sitting in your apartment talking about your product being the best of the best, when I tell them I've been there and done it with gray paints, been there, done that already. Nothing new. I know how to make your product. I know how it reacts. I know how it functions. I know how it washes out. So you have the same discoloration here I have on my screen. You have it on yours too. Same reaction. Now, if he had came out, he's late to the party. If he had came out around the time when I was here, he might have gotten himself a contract. But no. Look at this. Comments at the bottom. David Van Wormer. You remember him? Yeah, he was doing beta testing for our company. That's 8 years ago. At that particular time, gray paint, and as you can see, the environment is way well lit than that little apartment. It's way lit. There's a lot of light in there because that's where your stuff's going to go. It's going to go in a fully lit environment. They're not going to cater to your ambient light controlled environment. They're going to stick it in a commercial environment. That's what they're going to do. That's what's going to happen. And at that time, for gray screen paint, so like this was normal because again, there was no other black technology that didn't exist. There was no gunmetal, as far as we concerned, didn't exist, wasn't there. So this was the high point of projection screen setups. We got another one right here. They got us in an office over here. Nice little office setting. There's one of the customized screens they did for us. So, excuse me, when I have people come up there talking about, oh, you only know black technology. Oh, my goodness, this is where I have to rub my eyes. No. We've been here longer than you guys. And our stuff was contracted. There's a demonstration outside. These are more investors right here, passing out gift bags and all that other stuff. And people learn the valuable lesson about Mr. Bird also too. And people that are going to be signing contracts with me learn something. Never ever tried to stab Mr. Bird in the back. You know, it doesn't go well at all, period. Number one, God can see what you're going to do before you're going to do it. So you're not getting away with nothing at all. And most importantly, we can re-engineer our technology any way we want, which means we can drop an entire product line and rebuild from the ground up easily. Oh, we just did that, didn't we? We have the dedicated black CINEMAX. Now we have the Alpha technology, and soon we'll have the Omega, which they didn't understand in speech. Way before any of this ever came to light, I told them a little speech. I said, why do you fight for the crumbs below when there's a full course meal over top? Fighting over crumbs. Had no idea what we're capable of doing. Oh well. But anyway, this is where our technology was at. So your product has to be good enough. When you make a product, and a gray screen paint product, or any product, you have to tell the truth. You can't lie about it because they're going to find out. They're going to know. If you're faking range gain, if you're faking contrast, anything you're doing, they're going to find out. All our demonstrations we did were on the up and up. And that's why they invested in our company, bought our product, painted it to a screen. They knew exactly that it had to be in a somewhat ambient light controlled environment due to the fact it was a gray paint. We didn't lie and use high-end projectors. Mind you, 4K projectors at that time weren't even around. If you had a high-end projector, it was 1080p. We had all 720p's in our demonstrations. So they already knew exactly. You got to be honest with these people. You can't sit there and lie because they'll turn around and sue you for a breach. So you can't be lying about stuff. That's why I said his product alone is already damaged. Danny's products are done. They're damaged. He damaged his own stuff by lying. That's why. He can't basically get contracts or nothing. The screens take too long to paint and they're too much of a headache. There's just too much stuff going on. It's just too busy. No one's going to touch it. Now, again, you guys talk like I don't know anything. I know business. I've done business with companies and all that good stuff. I can show you my report right there. They're not going to touch you. You have to be able to show that the product works. If these people are going to invest money in you and they're going to basically invest in this range gain nonsense, you're going to have to prove does this actually exist because they're going to be speaking the same truth. And what you're saying at the end of the day, if you're saying that's your product, that's how they're going to advertise it. That's why they come in and they get a marketing team. They learn everything about your product, what's it about. You got to write all this stuff down. You got to educate them on everything, what's it about, what to do, blah, 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 blah. So they know how to sell it and market your product. They can't market your product if it's based on lies. So the range gain is phony. It doesn't exist. They can't sell it because they can turn around and get sued. That's why. That's why you don't lie in your specification sheets. Jamie doesn't have enough information in his specification sheets at all, period. There's so much missing. That's why his videos are so short, because there's no information and he doesn't even know what he's talking about on camera. He's just laughing and giggling and making insults. That's all he can do. You can't explain your product. When you can explain your product, you'll have people like this signing contracts with you. But you can't explain your product. And then when you get upset and you get angry, you turn into this 5-year-old kid that basically wants to shout and carry on and act up and rant and do all kinds of dumb stuff. You're immature. You're a child. This is why companies do go to YouTube and they do look up small businesses or businesses like myself to see how they can basically make money on investments. That's what they did. That's how they found me. How you think Screen Innovation found my company? They were watching my site. That's how they were able to contact me and reach out to me. Same thing like these people. They were watching me. And that's when I realized in the back of my head, there are companies watching my business at the end of the day, trying to get a piece of the pie. So while you're up there and you're basically doing all these puppets and carrying on your website, they see all this. They won't touch you with a 10-foot pole. You're very unprofessional. You mess around and get one of them sued because you'll lose your temper and do something stupid, like doxing people's addresses and all that other nonsense and carrying on and sending hate email and flooding people's accounts. No company will touch you with a 10-foot pole. You're bad news. You're not professional. You got to be professional. That's why your paint's not going anywhere. It's going to stay in the same spot. In other words, our product at this particular time did this. Ta-da! Cheers. Yeah. So that's the reason why you have to be professional. Don't get on there and start carrying or start acting up. Now, let's get back to that infinity contrast level. Again, we gave all these people, we gave that one guy the speech, and he just laughed at it. They sat there and laughed at the table. They had no idea what we were capable of doing. Now, am I a good businessman with people do business with? Yeah. I'll design as much technology as you can pretty much handle. But if you decide to stab me in the back, it will not go well for you. So we advise you not to. Some people get in their heads like these people did. They got in their heads at the end of the day that they came down, they found this guy on YouTube that's renting out this little tiny room. Let's go over there and let's get his product. It was a nice experience and all. There's also a learning experience in the whole entire thing. And let's grab what he got and let's go in and change the name of his product and try to get him to remove his website so we can make money off his product and take it from him. That's what they tried to do. Didn't work out too well. Near the end, when they'd taken me to court and found out they couldn't touch anything I had because they only had entitlements to digital and crystal screen paint, not the rest, not me, as in Kenneth Bird, where they couldn't touch anything. They couldn't do anything. And by the time we reached and hit Black Diamond's plateau, where Black Diamond contacted us, which was around in 2015, 2016, somewhere in that area, this is where basically we're working and developing with darker technology. We were using the darker technology to crush digital and crystal screen paint to wipe the company clean. So that way, whatever they had invested would be worth nothing. All their investments wanted the new black technology, which we were flooding their sites with. So I destroyed one company to build another one and crush them in the process. And when they tried to take me to court to get ownership of it, they couldn't because I didn't sign the contract with my name. I signed it with my company's name. Good luck on that one. That's why I gave you the speech. We were already in the process of actually engineering black technology. And in 8 years back, we're developing digital and crystal screen paint, digital 4K crystal onyx. We're working on black technology. Everybody was still working on gray and gunmetal. So by the time we reach this plateau, you guys are all behind by 8 years. We are so far ahead that any new technology we develop under black technology and the FLE, we are years and years advanced before you. It'll take you years to even catch up to us. God is an amazing strategist, isn't he? Absolutely amazing strategist. I really didn't see the big picture until I looked up and I saw the technology that we have now compared to everybody else's. How long do you think it would take for a certified screen to develop a black technology? It takes them anywhere between couple years to develop their gunmetal technology. How long do you think it would take them to engineer a black technology? It takes us 20 minutes to engineer our tech. Does all this stuff you see in front of you, it didn't take us long to develop all this. All God has to do is sit there and just talk to me, and that fast I have an ingredient just like that. That's already designed to be ultra short through compatible. It's designed to pass all tests right from the door. How are you going to catch up to us? It's virtually impossible. So the timeline it will take them to be able to develop a black technology, and this is a test because you got to test all this stuff out. 2 reasons why I'm giving them a free screen. 1, to show them what the future looks like, and 2, to see how long it takes them to develop the black technology. Not ours, but their own technology. How long will it take? By the time they get around to making a screen, do you know how far we'll be ahead? We'll be in a mega technology by then. Yep. All right, let's go move through this right here. So yeah, the gray screen, when I tell you people make gray screen paints and you want to get mad at me in the day, let me explain something to you. You are in the past. Your products are in the past. At this particular time, you would have made it big. Now, no. There's no purpose for it at all. And we're going on the forum site tomorrow. We're going to do another splatter screen, not on that box, but a much bigger one. And we're going to show a gray splatter box. We'll do it inside and outside. Never met this guy either. Oh, here's some more demonstrations of our screens in different areas. Right over here. And right over here. Right there, some more people sitting next to the screen. Boy, just imagine if they didn't mess up and they didn't try to take my company from me, where they would be at right now. This year is going to be a big year for us. We're going to be just better. Look, they had little keychains made and everything. Look, keychains. These were in the gift bags. conference meetings, all that stuff right there. If you can bend this on a little bit, you can see it. There we go. So this is why I say when people get mad at me and make the gray screen paint product and you go, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. I've been there and done it already. I'm just trying to tell you that your product's obsolete. Right there, we did it. We had all these are investors. All those are investors right there. Unless you reach this plateau on your gray product, you're not there. There you go. See, there's no ink pens made. There's my buddy TK Hall. This is basically his projection screen showing off our technology at 1080p projectors on our technology. Oh, they were coming out with their own form of VR glasses, 3D glasses. Remember the 3D glasses with the projectors? I'll show you how far back it goes. There's some more people right there showing up this giant screen display right here. There's me. That's in my rented little room where I first started making digital and crystal screen paint. These are my demonstrations on my 720p projector. And there is my technology right there overseas in Europe. There's my technology right there. There's my stuff right there. This is what I really thought. At the end of the day, when I looked at this, I thought I was really seeing contrast levels. Really thought I was seeing that. And I wasn't seeing it at all. Look at that. There's a 1080p projector. He had a 1080p projector. I didn't have one. At the time, I had 720p only. Beta tester for our digital and crystal screen paint. That was our sky blue. So if you're going to tell me at the end of the day, I don't know gray screen paint, I know more than you do at the end of the day. I know a lot more than you do. I know for a fact that if I was still making that stuff compared to what we have over here, I'd be in a lot of trouble. Because just about everything we have in the Digital 1 collection will match house paint. Easily will match house paint. And again, it's a great screen. Doesn't only do so much. Now, like I said, on a standalone, you would think it looks fantastic. You put this up to our black technology, it would destroy it. Yeah. More demonstrations on our products, so forth and so forth. Yep. A long time ago. That's when we launched the black. So, when I hear people crying and whining about great paints, and you act like at the end of the day that I don't know anything about great paints in the day, I do. I know far more than you do. I made enough of this product at the end of the day to have people from overseas visit me in a small little rented room and put my technology in another country. In a way, it turned out in two good ways. One, I learned basically about the evil side of business and about basically how you have to prepare yourself and basically protect yourself against people that were trying to steal and take from you. And the other half, basically, it was nice getting a chance to opportunity to see my technology someplace else other than the small little rented room I was in. So when I tell you that I can make your products, I can make your products. The future isn't here. The future is black technology. That's the future. Kind of sick how that page comes together. This is our demo page. Demo page is huge. I'm going to have to work on the VPL site due to the fact that we don't have any more room. We ran out of room on the website. We literally ate it up. We had 100 gigs. It's almost near gone. So we got to start building on the other site because we don't have the room. These are demonstrations at motorized projection screens, fixed frame screens, certified screens, inside, outside, ultra short or advanced ambient light rejection technology. My CINEMAX, my dedicated CINEMAX, literally has more demonstrations than people are making today. I don't get how people don't have that many demonstrations. I don't get it. You mean to tell me we dig through your accounts and we basically find nothing at the end of the day? We got black on black demonstrations, all different forms of black paints, paint on demonstrations, wall demonstrations. Hey, wait a minute. Was this which one we did? Oh, let's see. This looks familiar. There first things first. I wanted to get outside today, but weather is. Oh, we painted this to the wall. Not gonna get that done. Red wall without primer. My company is Crystal Age Technology. Screens are from there. There we go. Bed sheets, fixed frame screens, motorized projection screens, fabric. Demonstrations on invisible technology, demonstrations on the benefits of our technology versus gray screens, done to death. Dedicated theater room setup, done to death. Wallpaper screens, crazy insane demonstrations versus TVs, flexible screens, screens submerged underwater screens in direct sunlight. Ugh. Built screens from scratch. I went on YouTube and built the screen literally from scratch. I'm talking about frame, cutting it, sawing it, putting the whole thing together, stapling it down, coating it, putting lights on it, attached everything. Took me hours, put the whole thing together. Certified demonstrations. Demonstrations versus 720p versus 1080p. Demonstrations versus 5,000 versus 1,000 lumens. We got demonstrations on projector mapping applications. More demonstrations at 1,000 lumens, 1,000 lumens versus white surfaces. Knockoff projector demonstrations, really? And somebody sat there and he showed me his test page. Are you kidding me? This is a demo page. That's how big the demo pages are. Thousands and thousands of pictures under rolls. Demonstrations versus gray versus white. Demonstrations versus gray and white on all our technology. We got one here. It's a 4K projector versus 720p. This is a massive giant grid. We got two of these massive grids. Now, Danny, you're sitting there setting screens on the floor. You got to stop doing that because that's really poor. You don't put screens on the floor. You put screens on the floor, what you're doing is you're dodging light. See in this demonstration? See how we got two sets of floodlights right here? We got the overhead lights here. Screen never sits on the floor. When they put screens on the floor, it's because they're trying to dodge window light and they're trying to dodge overhead light. That's why the screens are sitting on the floor. So when he has the screen sitting up against his fireplace, he's dodging light. All your demonstrations are done this way, which means it's showing a pattern of you basically hiding and dodging light. And then we can tell because you have windows wrapped around your environment, all those windows are blocked. So we have lights here and here. I don't like the fact that this is blocked right here. So we put, because I got a big open window here. There, anybody on the golf course can look right into the house, which I didn't like. But here we have two sets of lights at the bottom to make up for our window. So when you got screens sitting on the floor, that tells me right there you are dodging light. One of the tricks I saw in this demonstration with the girls coming out of the Lambo or the Lambos behind them, never showed a contrast level ever in any of the demonstrations. And when he showed the contrast level was solid 85, that's when you saw the screen come up gray. So the entire time when he was talking about a gray screen, not a black screen. Your environments are too dark. We got to add light to the screen because the environments for us are not bright enough. 250-inch massive giant screen sitting next to windows. Your screen is literally, if you have windows, the opportunity to have your screen next to a window, then you need to have it sitting in the window. Jamie, your windows are sitting right back here. This is where your windows are sitting. You move that bookcase out of the way and you clear that whole section out, pull those blinds all the way up to the ceiling. I'm pretty sure that apartment didn't look like that when you moved into it. It was probably much brighter than that. So you need to put the apartment back to the original state and what it looked, and then do your demonstrations in a fully lit environment, but your screen won't pull, that's why. So my screen sits in a bay of windows.
This is under.
And you're on ultra short through. I'm 18 feet from a screen.
Corner to corner sharp.
See right here in the next room? All my lights, screens, everything's fired up in that room.
Let's go over here and pick up something.
Then I had somebody come and say, well, your ceiling's black. You do know that's a projection screen up there, right? In the middle of that light, yeah, that's an actual physical screen. So yeah, this is what I mean by explaining the Infinity One. You don't have it. Neither one of you have it. He doesn't have it because the screen keeps coming up gray, and the other one doesn't have it because the screen is gray. That's why they can't be in fully lit environments like this, because they don't possess an Infinity One. They can't absorb light. That's the problem they're having. Ugh, man, I'm telling you. Don't get it, don't understand it, don't know why. Demonstration. 1,000 lumens versus 5,000.
Company under www.blackseriesedition.com.
Now, you see my distance, gentlemen, from where I'm at? The projectors can't be seen because we're that far back from the screen. One of these is 1,000, one of these is 5,000. So this black technology can generate a level so high that it can make 1,000 lumen as bright as a 5,000.
All right, so just came off Instagram and a couple other forum sites.
Gotta back your stuff up, man.
And then we asked them, hey, do the test. Guess what?
Do the test. I've been saying it for a long time. Do the test. 5,000 lumens. Sorry, 5,000 lumens, 1,000 lumens. 720p, 1080p.
So I can come here and show you that no, we don't need a $3,300 P2 projector to make a screen look amazing. We could do it at $1,000.
So Mr. Wake, who made a statement that is going to get him sued now. When you said that you have to use 5,000 lumen projectors, I can literally do that in a courtroom with no problem. Have you seen that demonstration before, Mr. Wake? You haven't, have you? All right, so since you haven't seen that demonstration, next time you open your mouth and you say things about my company that are not true, I would suggest you crack a book first, because if you don't, this will cost you some money, a lot of money. So he made a statement on the channel. He sat there and said that we use only 5,000, 4,000 projectors in order to bring out our white levels. I'm going to challenge you on that in court. I don't get how people do dumb stuff all day.
720p.
I do my tests.
This projector was
I think what it is they think I'm like them. That's what it is. I have to be like you. I'm not like you. I work. I do tests. I make sure my product works. I do not like to be embarrassed on YouTube or any place else. I like to know my stuff works. So I have to do all this testing. This is why your products keep failing and ours keep exceeding, because again, we test our stuff. That's one of the tests that's required. You have to see exactly how bright your screens can pull, especially when they're black.
1999. This projector was discontinued.
We have 600 by 800. This is res right here. This is 1920 by 1200. You can check this out on our demo page. All these tests are here. When you sit there and say, well, I'm not making 10,000 videos, you should, because you should be backing up your product. You don't have enough stuff to back your stuff up. Look at this. Also, when we get people who sit there and say, well, if the screen's not bright enough, I can't see it, we'll see you in court. Because guess what? Yes, it can. It picks up and registers at 1,000 lumens next to a 5,000 lumen venue. Yeah, sure. Ugh, man, I tell you, at this point, I'm really thinking about just doing contracts only. I'm really thinking about going down that road. Contracts are easy. I mean, yeah, you got headaches at the end of the day, and people do dumb stuff, but they're less to do dumb stuff if they know they're going to get sued. I think the reason why that company tried to pull it off because they were overseas, and again, rules and regulations are much different over there, which, oh, by the way, we will not be signing any contracts overseas. It will never happen in a million years. I'm dead serious on that one, because I learned my lesson from that experience. It's a whole new different system on that one. Over here, a little bit more easier. Over there, no, not going to happen. So, yeah, if it was over in the United States, we could have fought this easy. They had to come down here before we went to court. I didn't go up there. Because they already thought they were going to win it.
Like I said, the scenario about the favorite pair of shoes, that's what it comes down to. So we gave them a challenge. 1 year challenge, swap out your high-end projector for a basic 600 by 800 720p SVGA.
Doing this in the video, we gave Crow a challenge. The challenge was to get rid of the crutch projector, to swap out the projector for a 600 by 800 720p projector for 1 year. He couldn't do it. Because picture quality would suffer. His image would change. That's the reason why you got to get away from crutch projectors. If you use a high-performance projector, you're going to have to use that projector for every single demonstration, or even go higher, because if you go lower and your picture quality drops, people are going to see it, and they're going to see it's not this projector, it's your screen is having the issue. You're going to have a problem there. That's why you don't have these high-end super projectors in your demonstrations. You think the person who had, when Black Diamond did the demonstration with a 50,000 coffee table Sony projector, you think people got the same image that were using projectors that were way less than that, probably about $3,000 versus a $50,000 ultra short though? You think they had the same image? No, they didn't. That's why people were sitting there when they showed up the projector. People were like, wait a minute, that projector costs what? It's a car. It's literally a car. It's a car. It's a Tesla. It's a car. It's a $50,000 car. So the people came back to the room like, what, $50,000? So there's no way in the world that thing's going to look the same on my screen with my projector. No, it's not. There's a reason why it costs $50,000. That's why you don't use high-end projectors. You look at the P2. If a person's not using the P2 and they're using something else, they're going to have to either have the same grade projector or higher in order to get it to work. Which I find interesting that he used the P2 in multiple demonstrations, claiming that our products didn't work, but a customer using a Epson LS800, which is more advanced than his projector, it worked perfectly fine. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Come out of these right here, these videos right here. Gee whiz, I'm gonna come back like we did all these videos. There's a lot of freaking work to do all this stuff. At the end of the day, let's come out of here. This is the grid. You can always pop into the grid. We got them here, giant mass. Look at these all the time. People say, what about venues outside? You ever done big screens outside? Yeah, we did 250 inches. That's an interesting screen to hang at the end of the day. It really is. You learn a lot when you hang a 250-inch screen. A lot. Let's look at our, got a nice little picture slideshow. Table demonstration displays. You can't do this with gray and white screens. It won't read. You have to have all this light in the environment. So if I want to use this in an office setting, like I have right now for my table, excuse me about bumping the camera, like I have it for my table right now, and I want to basically be able to watch movies and whatever and be in an office setting, we can do that because we already did the test already. We know what the technology is designed to do. I got to do one where I paint a table half gray and half white and whatever, just stripe it and then put our stuff in there. Everything has to have that infinity one. This is the one we actually painted the table in right on camera. Painted the table in for you. Ceiling technology. Yes. You have to have.
Okay, how are we doing out there today first?
I'm going to go with this one right here instead. This one has lights on. I just want the lights on.
Okay, how are we doing out there first things first?
So, you want to do an infinity ceiling? Well, the technology you have here and the technology we used to have with this technology we have now, you could paint your wall, put in your dedicated theater screen, and then do your ceiling. So how much money did you save at the end of the day? A gallon would knock out your wall and your ceiling, because this stuff has an insane amount of coverage, which means you installed an infinity ceiling without costing it 10, 20 grand at the end of the day. And you basically installing your screen all at the same time. What would the projector cost you to have all this set up? Well, you can use a basic projector under $500 like we do at the end of the day. You can go way lower than that. Or if you want to go with 4K, you only have to spend like $1,500. That's pretty much it. You want to go down that route. Do you need expensive projector with tons of contrast? No, you don't need that. You don't even need HMIs if you don't want to. Projector that's going to display to the ceiling cost me $130. That's it. My screen size for the ceiling is 150 inches. Covers the whole ceiling. And if you want, you can turn your lights on. Try doing that with an infinity ceiling that you just spent $10,000 to $20,000 for. And again, you'll look at the same boring stars every single day. I can watch an entire solar system with the lights on. Yep. You must save a lot of money. It's a lot of money to save, isn't it? $10,000, $20,000 for an infinity ceiling. Just look at the same stars every single day, and you can do that. Do. If you want,
Okay,
bring your floor to life.
There, first things first.
Those mats you see in the gyms and stuff, we turn those into screens.
The new company will be blackseriesedition.com. Sorry about my hand there.
You know what's fantastic about that? When I get done, I can take up the entire screen when I'm done with it, take it all apart, stack it up, put it in the corner. I'll lay it down anytime I want.
Apologize for that.
And have your lights on. Watch a meteor shower.
It's absolutely amazing. Like I said, we're using not expensive projector, a basic.
These are all basic machines. I don't use anything expensive. Outside on the deck, 150-inch screen display. We got one with the lights on. I'd rather refer to my lights on. There we go. Let's pop our lights on. All this technology has infinity attached to it. The light absorbs all that. If you can't watch videos like this on someone's website, you literally can't watch this kind of stuff, then you're on the wrong website. You should be able to do this easily. Remember the demonstration we just saw here on the movie demonstration on a splatter screen? It was done on 250 inches right there. So when someone sits there and tells me, because you're not going to fool me at the end of the day, I'm not an idiot. You're not going to tell me that 2 quarts is going to paint a 300-inch screen. That's 250 inches. See? Same thing we did on the splatter screen. Right over here, we had it at 250. Now, if that screen was all white, it'll look the same way that splatter screen looked. You can't talk about venue projectors unless you've done a screen of this caliber. This is very important because there's a lot that goes in when you design a screen this big. It's a lot of work, and like I said, a lot goes into it. Venue projectors are designed for much bigger applications. Speaking to real quick to Mr. Jamie, who keeps opening up doors in this demonstration. If the screen is not in the direct line of light where the door's at, there's no point opening it up, because you're talking about magic light at the end of the day. It's not happening. It's not hitting your screen. This is how you do a demonstration involving doors. Now, if you notice, my screen is pushed all the way up to the ceiling right here. So the light can make contact directly with it. Do you see where the door is at? It's right in line with the door. So the door is going to hit it, which means if I have it in the next room, this is not going to make contact with it. None of this is going to make contact with it. Light we have over here, not going to make contact to it here, but the windows on this side will make contact here because it's in direct line of the screen. When you take your blinds, Mr. Wake, and you stick them upward, you're making the light hit and redirect to the ceiling. That's where it's going. It's not making direct contact here. And when you take your other set of blinds and point them straight down the hallway, that means you redirected your light. That's what you did. Because what will happen is if you're on site and you're working with a company, guess what they're going to do? They're going to walk over to the thing and say, I wonder what happened if we have to do it this way instead. That's what can happen. So if someone touches those blinds and you go, oh, don't touch them, they know automatically from the door your stuff is crap. They will do stuff like that in the middle of your demonstration just to test your stuff to see if it actually works, if you're not talking crap at the end of the day. Can't explain that whole sprinkling light nonsense. These people are experts that you're talking to. They can read through bull crap. So you may be the fool people on YouTube, maybe the brainwashing with that dumb nonsense when you're dealing with experts. No, that's why you need to go to a forum site like AVS Forums, which I'm not a big fan of them, but go to AVS Forums, go to some of these real professional sites and have a conversation with them because they can read bullcrap at the end of the day. Speak that range game over there and see what happens. Like, man, if you don't get out of here with that dumb nonsense, like, really? Yeah, you're going to start calling yourself clown paint. Now see how we have the demonstrations with the black makeup girl over here, real nicely, pulling a 100% contrast level. See the background right here? It's nice and black on the screen right here. Anytime somebody shows a contrast level, it must be done in a fully lit environment. Doing it in a dark environment, bad idea, because that means if they're doing a dark environment, they're faking it. So if you notice, gentlemen, you see my environment, right? Sofas are black, right? They match the screen. See that? The bars on there, they match the screen. Everything black in here matches the screen because the screens are basically 100% black. If your screen comes up gray, then it comes up gray because it's not going to match anything here in the environment, which means your screen is gray, not black. To come on camera and try to manipulate the video and try to make it seem like it's some kind of lighting of gray. Oh, don't do that, please. Just don't. It's just stupid. You don't get yourself an airline ticket and go home. It doesn't work. That's all to it. Go back to the drawing board. So as you see, all these objects in here, they all have to match the screen because the screen's physically black. That's why. And when people are watching your demonstrations, like they're doing mine right now, they're looking at objects in the environment. That's why we have that background all in black. So it matches the screen. Because that's what they're looking for. So we put those there for them to see. So we can back up our products. Do that. See how high the white levels come up? See how the screen's right directly in that doorway? So that's how your stuff is supposed to function. Now to the consumer, this is what you're supposed to be looking for when you buy product. You're not supposed to be watching these dark, shadowed, ambient light controlled environment. Mr. Rogers, if you notice, my screen doesn't sit on the floor next to the fireplace like yours does. My screen is pushed to the very top of the ceiling, so it basically collects as much light as possible. The screen we have over here is not sitting on the floor. It's upright, up against the windows, so we have plenty of light making contact. This is a mistake I see in your videos all the time. And this is why when we come to buy your products, you cancel out. You know why? Because I'll do this to your stuff and you know it won't pass. Now, real quick, let me show you right here. See the window light? See how it turned to the side? See how it's making contact directly with the screen? See the overhead light? You need to keep them up high so that way they constantly make contact with the light at all times. Now, you see these windows right here and here? We don't count them. You know why? Because they're not making any contact with the screen. They're traveling this way. There's no light making here, no light making there at all, period. And to Mr. Fernando, see that window, see the door open? Direct contact at all times. This is what you're missing in your demonstrations. When I look at your door open up, the first thing I do is I look at the ceiling. So the ceiling will lighten up here, but it'll get dark as it starts to breach here. Your screen's way over here. Then I'll notice there's a bookcase right here. So the bookcase, when the light comes out, is hitting that bookcase because your lights on this side are well lit. See how the lights here are well lit in this corner over here? Because none of that light is making it there. So it's dark in that area right there. That's how your screen looks. I can see all that from your demonstrations. I study certified screens all the time. See that right there? See how it says that Neo QLED? This is how the logo should be popping up. It should not be gray. And they hate me when I do these. When I do this to them, they hate it. But look, if you're going to cut corners, people want to see. I'm not going to put it this way, gentlemen. If I see it, other people see it. So you know that. Other people see it. When you do a window, a door, your screen has to be literally in the door. So, you know, you can basically back that up. See, right here, we have it here at 1,000 lumens. Same demonstration.
Hey, how we doing out there? First things
right there. Now, see how we have the screen down? So it's right directly in the door.
Something a little bit different. So when the gunmetal screens we had downstairs was a light complexion screen. Oh, heck no, the gunmetals are super dark. That's because we really
that's a gunmetal, by the way.
Making contact to a screen that they come up lighter. That's what a computer cinema looks
Direct
like.
contact at all times with the door. We kept doing these demonstrations where you open the door, look, there's light. No, there's not. And your statues are dark in the background. What are you talking about? All your lights are glowing in the back. Like, how is that even possible? Is there any lights? See my lights, Jamie, at the top? See this? I got lights all along here. See that? See, this is all LED lights. How bright are these things? They are washed out. You know why? Because all the light in the environment has killed them. If you have lights pushing out from the back of your screen where they're well illuminated, I think when they're backsplashing off a wall, your area's too dark. Way too dark. You're tricking it. You're not supposed to do that. Demonstration, 13 feet back, 1,000 lumen projector showing a white snowstorm. I can't find this demonstration for nothing. It's perfect. This was a perfect white level. I can't find it. It does do a good one. So in this one, we're doing a 1,000 lumen projector, 13 feet from the screen. We're showing a bone white level against a black screen. Again, Mr. Wake, you made a big mistake by saying my product needs 4,000, 5,000 lumen projectors. I don't know. What in the world you come up with this stuff? I mean, gee whiz. You gotta get some Cameron cries about him losing his house. You do dumb stuff. Another demonstration. Jamie, how big is your screen? Your screen is around 100 inches. This screen is 120 inch on a projector that cost me $60 to 720p. It has a 4,000 to 1 contrast. That's it. It's in an environment way brighter than yours. Infinity 1 contrast is needed. It's a must. Without it, screens can't function.
Now, as I said before, this is our final and last. We will not be making any more screen paint.
Oh, yeah, I remember saying it too. I gotta stop doing that. I really don't, because I never know exactly what the Lord has planned for us and what we're going to be developing next. So I was like, nope. That's what we thought. We literally thought the dedicated CINEMAX was going to be the end of it until actually, I told you I had that surface, the FLE. Well, you didn't know it was FLE at the time. I had it sitting on a piece of glass. I sprayed it. I made this stuff and I sprayed it. The Lord gave me the blessing. I sprayed it down and I set it on top of the refrigerator. It was up there for like 3 weeks. Didn't know what to do with it. And I was going to throw it in the trash. And I got bored one day and I said, I'm going to sit this thing in front of a projector. And that's when the image popped. I was like, oh, we got something here at the end of the day. I wonder what this stuff can do. So right around that time, we got the opportunity to do some business at that other place. I put it in the window. And when sunlight pushed it, I was like, oh, shoot, we got something here. We got something crazy here. Way beyond the other technology that we had. Yep. At first, I was going to use it for window advertisement. Then I figured out I had other applications attached to what we could do with it. And I was like, oh, we can get an entire product line off of this thing. And there we go. There we go. Ah, yes, yes, yes. Is the Infinity 1 needed? Yes, it's very important you have an Infinity 1 contrast. Here we go. Projector mapping applications. Very important for Infinity 1 contrast levels. It's a must.
So that way we can get more publicity.
It's very important to see color. It's very important to see contrast. I did an octagon screen because I didn't want anybody to think at the end of the day I was just taking a projector and cheating. So we did a screen that virtually you can't take a normal projector and hit it with without hitting the corners.
If I'm displaying something like this, the first thing that comes to mind is somebody who thinks, right?
Now, see how the black level is ultra black? See how you have the white ball pushing in and out? Or we have to do that on one of these setups over here, the white ball pushing out. But see how the white ball pushes out? It means that screen has to generate a 100% infinity black level, but it also has to read white light at the same time.
You know, I can Same thing if I had black paint or black fabric, and that's not going to work that well due to the fact that
That stuff looks cool when you do it with the rear. The rear, front and rear black technology, it looks really freaky because you see it disappear on one side, but it looks like it pops out the other side, pushes back in. It's crazy to watch. I got to do it on a funnel screen. I haven't designed a funnel screen in a long time. I think I'm going to do me a funnel screen on that one. More projecting, mapping, applications, ceilings, and everything else on here. Paint screens and test demonstrations. Have screens outside on test demonstrations. Where's my test at? Test demonstrations are below here. We're going to the test page now. This is a test page. Lottie-dole. So test page, demonstrations. We're actually going to be dropping more in here. Let me see. Here we go. True technology game. Wait a minute. We have, let me see, demo test page. Where the heck is my freaking test page at? I'm about to say, because I just dropped a ton of videos in there. Better be videos in there. How many videos I had to do for a test page? It wasn't fun at all. These are all certified tests. This is why I tell you, certified companies at the end of the day, this is your screens up here. We tested all your stuff. You got so many black versus black test demonstrations, it's not even funny. This is Dynasty paint. This is it's called paint called Black Magic by Lowe's. It's one of the darkest paints. That's a strip of fabric. White level demonstrations right there. What's the difference? We had to do it on color levels. Those of you making black paints, this is what you're literally going to have to go through. It's going to be a real brutal experience. For us, it was fun, but it's going to be a nightmare for you if you haven't done any testing. You're literally going to have to do this. You have to do it in the dark. You have to do it with the lights on. It is going to be freaking exhausting. You have to do testing at certified screens. That's what we did to a certified screen setup. We turned every last one of the screens like a white sheet of paper. You know, the 4 pieces we have here are actually white sheets of paper. This is all certified gunmetal, and at the bottom, these are all white screens. We literally turned a certified gunmetal screen into a white sheet of paper. That's why I told you at the end of the day, we're not really concerned about certified technology at the end of the day because we can bypass it by far. We don't worry about that. Another demonstration versus certified screens. Black level test versus our Black Series Complete Cinema. So you have to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 of these you have to complete in one hit, all at the same time. Yep. That's why I said you don't have enough videos, gentlemen. When I go to I'm not trying to be rude and people think, oh, I'm being rude. No. When I sit there and say they don't have enough videos, you don't have enough test videos. Where are they? I guarantee you, we get your product down here, I'll pop up more test videos on your product than you ever did yourself, because there's a ton of stuff you're missing. Heck, the first couple of days, we got about 10, 20 videos we're going to be popping up on it. We got tons of testing to do. One of the things you should have did was an application. You know how many times I painted that screen down over and over and over again? How many different surfaces I have to paint it down? How many different surfaces I have to spray it to over and over and over again to show different forms of applications on how the screen can be painted in quick, fast, easy, done, dried on camera? You literally have to sit there and watch a screen dry. I've sat there and watched screens dry without a fan. That's a long process. How fast does it take for the dry? Because you have to have this information. When you want to test the screen outside, guess what? You'll be outside at the crack of dawn with your camera, and you have to sit out there and go back and forth outside on the hour to see exactly what time does your screen activate. That's how we know how the activation time kicks in. When I did the demonstration with the FLE and that sun killer technology, I was outside in the boiling heat. Every hour popping out there. That's why your notifications were popping out. That was us testing. Because every hour I had to be out there to see if the screen would fail. There's no way in the world I'm going to be caught looking like an idiot on camera. And you should have did an application. Multiple applications. How does it react to wood? How does it react to sheet metal? How does it react to plaster? How does it react if I spray it on brick? I mean, what's the reaction to all this stuff? I need to see all this. Can I coat this to a ceiling? Can I coat it to a floor? Is it going to crack? Is it going to peel? If I stick it out in the snow, is it going to basically become brittle? Can I drown it underwater? All kinds of stuff you have to know about this. You don't have enough information. Your distance throw. You have to do a distance throw. How far back? Can you go 18 feet back? Can you go 25 feet before the screen starts to deteriorate? What caliber projector can I use? If I drop it at 1,000 lumens, I put it in a fully lit environment. I got to do a distance throw and a low lumen test at the exact same time. And this has to be done on a white screen. Your product works a white surface, which means you're going to have to generate a high enough white level at 18 feet from the screen and travel with God knows whatever you have left over, make contact with the screen and still generate a high enough white level for not the white screen to turn you dark enough where you can't be seen. That's what I mean. Where's your test? So I get your product over here and I'll do some testing. Your people will see testing that your product was supposed to do a long time ago before you even sold the product. That's why you're right now in the lines of being convicted for fraud. You have to have the test done. See, tests have to be done. It gets to the point that you do so many tests, and if you're good at your testing, you start figuring out crazy stuff to do to your test to keep you occupied because you get bored on camera. You know what that is right there? That is a case from a projector that we had downstairs, and I looked at it like, I wonder if this will match my screen. So I stuck that against my screen. It doesn't match my screen. Start figuring out crazy stuff to do because you get bored. That's why when I sit there and say at the end of the day, through all the testing and experience I've had, how far I go back, when I sit there and say, I'll see you in court, I bet you 100% you won't win. Anybody wants to take me to court on my technology? Hey, waste my time. It's going to cost you. Well, waste my time. I'll go in there, no problem. And give me some publicity, I'll have some fun while I'm at it. Yeah, it's a day I don't have to work too on top of that. And have some fun while I'm at it. Nervous for what? We do this all day long. We literally do this all day long. This is a white surface. So in this demonstration, not only does our screen have to produce a high enough white level to pick up a beautiful enough color to push to a high enough white level to be able to beat the white surface, but it can't come up too dark and it has to be to push up a high enough white level. Also, too, to be able to beat the two surfaces. We got the fantasy, dark black fantasy, or black dynasty, whatever it's called, that paint Jamie said our paint was. And then we had the black magic, we had the strip of cloth, and we had the top to the projector bag. And then we had the white surface. So I have to beat all of this and do that in a color pattern, do that in contrast. It takes me about 4 or 5 hours to do these videos. Videos take a lot of time. It takes 3 hours. We can do 3 hours easy in a test. So there's no way in the world you're going to get on camera and tell me that you spent less than 30 minutes or 20 minutes doing a test. Tests take longer than that, way longer than that. You have to pass that. Does your black screen paint have one of these tests? It doesn't. That's one of the tests you're going to put your product through. Now the problem we're going to have is when we paint it down, I guarantee you 100% as the nose is on my face, it's going to turn gray on me. It's definitely going to turn gray. If it's going to turn gray on me and you're afraid of selling it to me because you know I'm going to put it in the testing, what's going to happen to somebody else is going to test it. I'm not the only person going to test that stuff. People test my stuff all the time. Just like the guy who tested my gunmetal product. He tested it on a 300, what was it, a WeMax. And he sat there and said at the end of the day, well, I know the WeMax is not going to match. It may not work. But it did. He got it to work. I don't know how he did, but he got it to work. Quite impressive. Window technology. You claimed your product is front and rear. You got to stop lying on that. This is what you have to do if you're going to produce a rear projection technology. I haven't seen any demonstrations on rear at all. So that you know you're lying on that. Oh, ad tech, I can't wait. It's going to be crazy. What else we have? Fabric. Got to do that. That's a big one right there. We did this at a 129-inch screen. It's a screen I custom built for my gaming setup. I did this live. So basically the black fabric, because at the time we were giving away blackout cloths to our customers. And of course it's going to pop because I'm like, hey, why do I need to buy the paint when I can just get the blackout cloth, use that instead, and I can just send them back the paint and say something's wrong with it. Yeah, you regret it. Those decisions have you. Those who messed up because we refused to give you back your paint. We gave you back your money, but we wouldn't give you the paint because they needed the paint now. Because what are you going to do? Spend money for black paint to fix it? That ain't going to work. So yeah, they screwed up. So this is what happens when they kept the fabric. The fabric can't show you white levels. It comes up too dirty and too dark. Got to do all those tests. You have to. It's very important. What if you're on site, somebody comes over and puts a tablecloth over your screen and it matches? Then what? How embarrassing would that be for you at the end of the day if somebody do that to you? It's going to be pretty embarrassing. Even the color levels. See? Purple, blue, all that stuff. Got to do all that stuff. Man, there are some days, man, I just sit there when I get ready to get up and I say, you know what? I don't want to do any tests today. I'm tired of doing tests. I do so many tests. I'm tired of it. I just want one day where I just don't do any tests. And then I get down and I see the shop and everything, like, let's do tests. Because, you know, my adrenaline goes to the roof. I love it. I love doing tests. But there are days I just don't want to do it. It's just so many. Yeah. See right there, gentlemen? That's a large white screen laying against my black technology. See how I pull the pretty colors? See how the screen washes out? Same thing we do over here on the splatter screen. We've done these over and over again. This is nothing new. See where we're on the computer? See how you can see everything crystal clear, everything pops up. We have to do white levels. We have to do contrast levels. We just do this to death. You can hear it in my voice right now. I've done it so many times. This is why this time around with the FLE technology, I had to find different ways to do it, because if not, I was going to lose my freaking mind over this. It's the same demonstration. We just do them again and again and again. But the FLE technology, I figured instead of just buying all this expensive stuff, let's just take trash. Just take everyday crazy stuff and convert it into a screen. Why not? We got a window, piece of plywood, a cardboard box, a dirty rag. That's what we're going to do, because that's the only way I can keep myself entertained. Never got to figure out ways to keep myself entertained. Outside, Danny, your product doesn't work on ultra short though projectors. She was Louise. I don't know how the freak you're trying to compete with me at the end of the day. This is a black versus black outside. You literally have to do one of these to see whether or not how your screen reacts. Because again, you're going to have customers going to say, I could do the same thing. I'm just going to paint my screen with black paint and I'll get the same reaction. I got to pay you a dime. Got to show them why it's not going to work. Yeah, let's see. Bum, bum, bum. And we just get off of there, right there. We're on this one right here. There we go. There's a demonstration we just did right there. Look at that. That's what you're going to have to. That's what they're blowing up right now on my channel right now. They're blowing that up. Because the FLE technology is so freaking advanced that it basically makes a white surface look like nothing. That's what it does to it. It destroys it. And everybody's trying to figure out how to get their hands on it. We didn't tell them it was actually for sale because we can't advertise on these sites. We're not allowed to advertise. We only can tell information about it, but we can't sell it on the site. And that's what we did. So we got a little frenzy going on. And you got a white screen. You're seeing this. And then right now we're doing the YouTube demonstration. You got people saying, oh, it's a camera trick. Well, that's why I pulled out my cell phone and showed you my settings on my phone. It's all factory settings. There's nothing in there at all whatsoever. And recorded it right there in front of the camera and played it back and it showed the exact same thing. Yeah, this is actually real. Ooh, man. I freaking love this technology. I freaking love it.
Fabric and film,
look at the commercials.
The screen's not functioning. It's not working.
The insanity part. The insanity part is the building we're going to go to. We're going to do the installment for their white screens. This is the impact we're going to show them. Not only are we going to be able to coat all the screens in that facility, but they have a branch in all 50 states, including California. Our technology will be there. Well, we get this right to where I want to get it at. If we get it right, it's just here's a thought. I don't know if we're going to do it or not. I'm not. It's all God. The main goal is to get a black screen to produce a white level as high as a white level. I know it can't be done, but you never know. You never know what we're working on when it comes to the Omega. You never know what we're working on. All right, let's go in here and let's dig up ultra short throws, because Danny, this is one of the problems you have. You can't read on an ultra short throw, right? So this is all you have to do when you go to my page. Just go pump in, type in, nothing special, just type in ultra short throw. And boom! Everything under ultra short throws we have ever done is right there. It's all lined up, all for you. Goody, goody gumdrops and all that good stuff. Danny, your product you said doesn't work on ultra short throw. Guess what? That does. That's an ultra short throw demonstration outside at 140 inches on an Optima GT 5500. So if your product doesn't work on ultra short throw, you're going to have a problem. So the only ultra short throw product I've seen on your site is gray. And again, gray isn't worth the time on an ultra short throw. It won't function. Oh, as a matter of fact, we got that 3000. We can push that right up on the screen nice and tight, get it right and closer right up on top of it and do that demonstration for you. Yeah, you have to be ultra short throw compatible. Let's see. We got this right here. This is ultra short throw. All these are ultra short throws. We got more ultra short throw here. White level test, ultra short throw demonstration right there. $60 projector. Crows, that's your paint right there, by the way, so you know that. That is your product right in the middle of my screen. That is your personal mix, I think it is. Yes, it is the personal mix. You claimed you pulled an infinity contrast level. Stop lying. Stop it. Just stop it. We got Dragon Ball Z right there. We got another one. Oh, ultra short throw right here. We got some lights laying against the screen. What projector was it? Oh my goodness. This was an Hitachi. An Hitachi, if I'm saying it incorrectly, it was a CPA22ON projector. Bam. 2200 lumens. Oh, yeah, it hurts, doesn't it? I know it hurts. I know they left in a few minutes like, oh, man, really? Yeah, 2200 lumens. Not 3000 lumens, 2200 lumens with two lights on the side hitting the screen. Yeah, I think at the end of the day, y'all the experts in ultra short throw. Please, we'd run circles around you all day long. We've been doing this for years, man. That's black technology on a 2200 lumen projector right there. Y'all don't read that color. You don't read it. You don't read it. You don't read it. Now you read it. Maybe professional here. You don't read it. That's what it comes down to. But we've done all this. I've done 2200 lumens. I've done 1500 lumens on ultra short throw. We have all types of ultra short throw setups. There's the technology we got. That's our table right here. That's on an ultra short throw projector at 3000 lumens right there. Ultra short throw projector on site. That's my technology on site. That's where I walked around. Danny, message to you. Your product doesn't work on ultra short throw. I walked through an entire office building with $179 ultra short throw. So when it comes down to it, the Infinity Black is needed. Without it, your products don't work. You see the different environments we were just walking through, things we're doing. All the screens are black because they're Infinity One technology. It is a requirement that you have to have. And I could beat myself to death talking about this all day long. And seriously, you have to have a black level. You really have to have one. Because without it, your screens don't work. Your projector doesn't work. It doesn't function. So that light making contact with my screen can't be in an ambient light controlled environment. That's a commercial environment that we have to operate in. And we're required to use an ultra short throw in there because, again, they didn't want a projector halfway across the room where people were walking by. They were getting blinded by 5,000 watts or 4,000 watts of light smacking them in the face. They needed the projector to be right kissing the wall. That way, if they got the podium right here and they're doing some kind of speech or whatever they're doing right here and they're talking to the people over here, the projector's not smacking them in the face with it. And then the ceilings being dropped ceilings, kind of hard to install a projector to the ceiling, especially when it's going to be weighing about a couple of pounds and you have a drop ceiling installed. So right here, perfect for ultra short throw. But if your stuff doesn't work on ultra short throw, guess what that means? That means that they can't use it. And if you're going to advise them to use a gray screen, which you do have a gray screen in ultra short throw, it's going to wash out because it requires an Infinity One to absorb light. It's not going to work. Where do you guys get these ideas from? Where do you get the ideas from? Look at it. See? Got to pull the contrast. You need it. It's needed. There's a story He's like, is he over there talking about the Infinity One contrast again? Yes, I am. And that's what I'm going to do. When I go to all my seminars, when I go to all my events, all my shows, everything I'm going to be planning for this technology, I'm going to have people promoting the product. This is what we're going to talk about. Why the Infinity One contrast level is extremely important and why gray and white screens are obsolete products. Well, actually, not the white screens are obsolete because we paint over those things. We need those. But the gray screens are obsolete. And that's why I went back to showing you my old demonstrations from way back then to show you that, look, if you're going to act like at the end of the day I don't know anything about gray paint, again, I was here before you, and again, my stuff was contracted. So I had to know something in order to get a contract, which is something they don't have. Tell me your contract. Tell me you've been doing business overseas where your screens were on display and all that. Can't show me that. So the level that your product's on right now was nowhere near the level our great technology was. But even that stuff now, that's old. It's relic. It's old. We don't use it anymore. So if we don't use that technology anymore, that should tell you right there on the door that anything gray today is old. It's outdated. That's my white levels right there. I don't shy away from any of that. And again, for those people that talk trash, look, if I want to embarrass you, I'll buy from your website. You give me back my money. That's how it works. That's how it works. Danny can never put the state of Pennsylvania ever again in his shopping cart. He knows he can't do that. Now I can't go in his shopping cart ever again. You know why? Because if he does find it in there and I place an order, I'm going to get a cancellation on you. Because you're definitely going to give me back my money. You can't ship me out the product because it doesn't work. There's nothing but excuses. You can go to my site. You can order whatever the freak you want off my site. I'll ship it right to your front door. The signature confirmed. You make a statement that's false about my product, I'll see you in court. That's all to it. You can't back it up in there. You're going to lose your shirt. Because I can do that at the end of the day. I can back my stuff up on that level. Them, on the other hand, they can't. That's why they cancel my orders when I go by and they go pick up from them. This is a good one coming up. Oh, we did put the state in there. I do want to get another cancellation from them. I want a cancellation to add to my collection. So I'm curious if you ever put the state back in. Probably going to try to make the attempt to put the order in so I can get another cancellation. Because you can't keep it. You got to give me back the money. I want one for my collection now. As a matter of fact, I want one of each for my collection. I already got one of the other ones for my collection, but I do want one of each. Look at that. White levels popping up. All that light hitting the screen. My projector only has a 4,000 to 1 contrast level. Yeah, Danny, I'm going to make an attempt for your shop and go out. I want a cancellation. Because you can't ship the paint over. We know that from the door. You can't ship any paint over. Your paint don't work. That's why. So I'm going to get me another cancellation. I want a cancellation on one of those PSP products. Because I already have the other one. That goopity goo. I got cancellations on that galore. There's a demonstration. The fellow painted the screen to the wall. Ultra short the display. Right there. Live. Did that right there on site. Gentlemen, it's not going to go well for you in court. We can back this stuff up on so many levels. It's not even funny how much we can back it up. Gee whiz, is going to be bad for you. I hope they take their time with this. I don't want to go fast. I want to take their time with it. Give us a little time to play around for a little bit and have some fun in there. But I do want a cancellation from you, Rogers. I don't care about your product. It don't work. It doesn't work at all. Like I said. I want a cancellation. That's what I want. I want a little piece of paper that says you canceled and gave me back my money. That's what I want. So either you're going to remove the entire state for good, make sure you never do any business with anybody in Pennsylvania because you're afraid. I'm gonna get another cancellation on them. Like I said, gentlemen, you're more than welcome. You go to my site and buy whatever you want. I don't cancel orders. I don't do that crap. I'll send it right to you. No problem at all. No problem at all. And then any claims or accusations you made against my product aren't true, and I can back them up 100% in court because all my stuff is tested. I'll just sue you again. That's all. Now, reason why it's true that they know they messed up because that's why you couldn't. There's a number of reasons why he couldn't send us that paint. Number one, we would have his address. He's just not ready to give that address up right now. We're going to get it eventually, but he's just not ready to give that address up. He did too much dumb stuff at the end of the day. He got himself in a lot of trouble. I just sat there and said, I'm not posting your address. If I post your address, I'm not dumb. That means you can get me for doxing your address. No, I'm going to give it to the lawyers. I'm going to give it to the police. But they're going to get your stuff either way. It doesn't make a difference. We're going to have it either way. It doesn't really make a difference. So just give me the information already. What are you afraid of? You can have my address. I don't care. He can't give me his address. He's scared. There you go. But there's my technology right there again. Fully lit environment. Bright white walls. Infinity contrast level. Painted that right directly to the wall. Yeah, I'm telling you. I've never seen anybody talk so much trash and be so scared at the end of the day. Well, I want a cancellation now. I want one on frame. Now you see that, Jamie? No dark environments. See that? No dark floors, corners, none of that stuff. See that? Nice and clean, right to the wall. Painted it down in no time at all. One coat application, and I'm finished. I'm done. I'm not sitting there trying to paint a screen in forever. It's just too much work, too much of a headache. See this screen right here? That screen right there painted to the wall is 100 and I think 180 inches to the wall. It's an entire basement wall coated with that black technology. Not great, gentlemen. Black. We have to say that because they don't know colors. What did I ever do to this screen right here? Infinity, whatever screen it was at the end of the day. So many size screens, it's not even funny. Demonstration ultra short though Epson projector right to the wall, right to the ceiling mount. There's one on the floor and we got another one over top. One over top is on. That's a $95 projector I paid for. Archives is huge, man. Archives. It's ultra short though. So anybody wants to say, hey, you done ultra short throw? This is where you go to. Go over in the search. You want to do 235.1. You're interested in doing some widescreen. A few people like to do those 235.1 setups. There's a lot of information we have on that. I was showing people at the end of the day, if you're doing 235.1, most people when we first started off, because the 235.1s were extremely expensive. You find them on the big boy projectors like the JVCs and so forth, had that 235, high-end Sonys. Only they had that option for 235.1. Little did I know that basically ViewSonic has them. That's why ViewSonic projectors, they have a 235.1 on them. So first thing what people were doing, they were doing a fisheye lens, which is basically get a fisheye lens, a wide lens from a camera, and they would basically somehow configure and attach that to the front of the projector, put it in 1610, and this would give you like a somewhat kind of 235.1 display, but it'd still be fuzzy on the edges, but it was still acceptable. It was still spending thousands of dollars for a projector to get that option. And then the next stage was, after that, we saw the ViewSonic. I ordered a ViewSonic projector, short throw, for my 200-inch screen. And when in the other place, I was actually in the others. What's the third house? Second house. Second house, yeah, second house. I got that screen set up in there. And when I was going through the list, look for the 1610, what popped up? 235.1. And I'm like, what the freak? Like, why is there a 235.1 on a projector that costs $500? Now, they did have another option before this. They had something called lens. It was a lens that you could slide, like a track system that you could slide across your projector, and it could give you the 235.1. There was special modified lens, but they were like $1,400 or a bit pricey. But that 235.1 and a $500 projector, that doesn't seem right. There's something is strange about this. So I went out and got Panasonic's 600 by 800, the lowest model they had it on it. I went out and got the 4K version, they had it on it. I got the full 4,000 lumen venue projector, I think it was a 1920 by 1080p big boy one, they had it on it. As long as you're in the model of the 2017s and up, they have them. Anything under the 2017s don't have it. So the ViewSonic projector has a 235.1 anamorphic lens on it. Do they advertise this? No. Do they talk about it? No. Do they bring it up? And when you look up the specifications, does it just say? No, it doesn't say it anywhere. It's a hidden gem a lot of people don't know about. So that's what I found out. This is why I started talking about the 235.1 projector right there. And at under $200, you can get a 235.1 projector. ViewSonic doesn't talk about it. Now, mind you, I've called ViewSonic. I talked to them about it. They were like, we don't even know what you're talking about. They literally denied what they know what they're talking about. So I don't know if it was a mistake, a fluke, or whatever happened, or I don't know what happened, but whatever happened, there's an anamorphic lens on that projector. And this is a 600 by 800 res unit. See, if you go into their site and you look it up, this projector also, and this is crazy too, which I don't understand about these projectors. ViewSonic adds a lot of extra perks for their customers. This projector is a 600, I'm going to show you something real crazy about this. This projector is a 600 by 800 720p projector SVGA, but yet it's sitting on top of a 20,000 to 1 contrast. Who puts a 20,000 to 1 contrast on a 600 by 800 or 800 by 600 projector? It has a whopping 3,300 lumens on it, but a 20,000 to 1 contrast. That is just crazy. You don't put 20,000 to 1 on a 600 by 800 res projector. That's a low, that's a basic model. It's an SVGA. Now you can get super SVGA, that's a different version of it, but still it's an SVGA. And it talks about native aspect ratio is 4.3, but it actually does 1610 and it does 235.1. But if you look it up, it doesn't say anything about it. At the time when the projector came out, it was around $339. That's it. That's still cheap for a projector that has, and even with a 20,000 to 1 contrast. Again, like we don't use it either way, but still. But it mentions nothing. So this is the ViewSonic PJD 5155. They all have it underneath that particular model. So here, as we're looking down here in the specification sheet, we'll see a bit. We'll see the SVGA. It tells all the stuff about it. It says nothing about a 235.1 setting. Nothing at all, period. It's a hidden gem in the projector. So that's why I tell people, if you're going to do a 235.1, so you're spending all this money for this expensive freaking JVC, at the end of the day, and the other high-end projectors, you just go in and you pick up a ViewSonic. Now, this is me hitting the projector on right now. And as you can see in the settings, see right there where it says 69, there's the aspect ratio. I'll go back and I'm going to change it. And you'll see where it turns into 235.1, which I was kind of shocked about when I first saw it. I'm downstairs ranting, 235, 235, 235. And my ex is like, what the freak is wrong with you? I'm like, I was just baffled, like, why? A $500 projector. Why do you have an expensive lens in such a $500 projector? So as we go in and we change it over, what does it say? 235.1. I even bought an official 235.1 screen, and it fits nice and snug to it. Now you got to remember, 235, 239, they make several different versions of that form of anamorphic kind of projector, or actually the projector aspect ratio makes it in several different sizes. It also too has a, let me see what else is supposed to have on here. Yeah, it doesn't mention anything of that in there at all, period. But it has a 235.1 on it. So I pointed that out to a lot of people. They freaking loved it. And this is where you build out 235.1 projection screens. Now, they don't have 235.1 because they don't understand what 235.1 is. And you have some addability screens too on top of that. Where's my big boy screen at? Oh, here we go. There's my big boy. 158-inch custom built 235.1. With infinity contrast attached to it. Yeah, because I can't express that enough. I'm literally going to get a shirt that says infinity contrast. Infinity contrast. Infinity contrast. At the end of the day, infinity contrast. I'm literally going to put that on a shirt. Because you need it. Without your infinity contrast, your projector don't work. My projector work. Get that. Oh, shoot. We got to go. Get that nonsense out of here. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Remember the rock? It doesn't matter what you think. It doesn't work. I'm sorry. It doesn't work. That's a 235.1 screen. Official. I'm using the same projector. Not the same projector, but different projector. And I'm picking up at 235.1. It's fitting from edge to edge perfectly. So, yeah. People want the 235.1. You don't. Okay, I gotta go. As I said before, because I gotta be back in. I gotta go. It's time for me to go. 10 o'clock. Been out of here. On the packages I got, my neighbor got them already, so I'm good. So don't worry about that. My real alarm did go off. Let me know I had packages that came through, but he got me, so I'm not worried about it. But anyway, as I said before, infinity contrast. It's needed. Taco, let's go. Get you in your bubble bag. I got a friend come over here tonight. All right. That's it. We'll be back in tomorrow to start up on the, what the frick are we doing tomorrow? Oh, ultra short throw. We got to do an ultra short throw on the splatter screen. That's definitely got to be done. People ask about that. I said, what ultra short throw? We have an ultra short throw. Yep. Anything with ultra short throw. White screens don't work. You have to have infinity contrast. It is a must. Have to have infinity contrast, infinity contrast, infinity contrast. Favorite one right here. I love this one from the that's one. That's my favorite one. I love that picture. Infinity one contrast level. All right, people got to go. I'm getting out of here. There we go.